When danger strikes, what you do next could save your life. On this channel, we break down real scenarios and give you the tools to survive the unexpected. Subscribe to Get Out Alive, because knowing what to do might be the difference between life and death. You wake up on a beach, waves crashing beside you, the remains of a shipwreck or aircraft scattered nearby. You're alive, but alone. The first few minutes on a deserted island are critical. Survival begins not with action, but with calm thinking. Step 1. Check yourself. Are you injured? Any bleeding, broken bones, dehydration, or sunburn? Before anything else, make sure your body is functional. Even a small wound can become dangerous in this environment. Next, scan your surroundings. You may have washed ashore with valuable debris, flotation devices, plastic bottles, tarps, ropes, backpacks, or food containers. Anything could help later. Collect everything that looks useful and move them above the high tide line. Don't wander into the jungle or explore yet. Instead, look for shade. Tropical islands can be brutally hot, and your body needs protection from sunstroke. Use any cloth, palm leaves, or wreckage to create a basic sun shelter. Hydration is urgent, but don't drink seawater. It'll dehydrate you faster. At this early stage, your priorities are staying cool and shaded, preventing injuries, keeping your mind calm, organizing useful supplies. Once your immediate physical state is under control, start mentally organizing your priorities. Survival is built on 3 time frames: immediate survival, shelter, water, shade; short-term comfort, fire, tools, food; long-term rescue, signals, visibility, navigation. Avoid panicking. Panic wastes energy, clouds your judgment, and can lead to dangerous decisions. Breathe slowly. Focus. Think. This is your environment now. Observe it. Where does the sun rise? Where are the winds coming from? Is there a source of fresh water nearby? The more you understand, the more you can adapt. Finally, set a simple plan. Find or build shade. Collect and sort useful debris. Mark your location with a visual signal. Begin searching for water cautiously. You've survived the first disaster. Now it's about outsmarting nature, step by step. Water is the first rule of survival. You can live for weeks without food, but only a few days without water, especially in a hot, humid island climate. Your body loses moisture rapidly through sweat and breathing. So your next mission: find a reliable source of drinkable water. Start by looking for obvious signs of fresh water. Explore the island cautiously. Search for small streams or waterfalls, pools or lagoons that are not connected to the ocean, animal tracks that lead to water holes, dense green vegetation, which often grows near underground water. If you find flowing fresh water, purify it before drinking. Boil it if you have the tools. If not, filter through cloth to remove debris and let it sit so sediment settles at the bottom. Avoid stagnant water unless you have no choice. Bacteria thrive in still pools. If no streams exist, look upward. Is it the rainy season? Rain is your best bet for clean, safe water. Create water collectors using plastic bottles or bags, palm leaves shaped into funnels, hollow bamboo or shells. Set up collection points. Tie plastic sheets or cloth between trees to gather rainwater into containers. Even a small overnight rain can collect liters of water if done right. Next, try solar stills, a survival trick that uses sunlight to pull moisture from plants or soil. Here's how. Dig a shallow hole. Place green leaves or damp cloth inside. Cover the hole with clear plastic or glass. Place a rock in the center to weigh it down. Put a container under the lowest point. During the day, water evaporates, condenses on the cover, and drips into the cup. It's slow, but it works. Avoid drinking seawater, urine, or unknown plant liquids. These will only dehydrate you or poison your system. Even coconut water should be consumed in moderation. Too much can cause stomach distress. Finally, ration your energy, not just your water. The more you move in the heat, the faster you dehydrate. Do your water searching in the early morning or late afternoon when it's cooler. Water is life. Securing it increases your survival odds tenfold. Once you have a stable supply, you can move on to food, shelter, and signaling for help. Once you have water, your next critical need is shelter. Without protection, sunburn, heat stroke, rainstorms, insects, and wild animals can break you down, physically and mentally. Shelter gives you a safe zone, a place to rest, and a feeling of control. Start by choosing your location wisely. Find ground that is flat, elevated, and dry. Stay away from cliff edges, flood zones, or animal paths. Look for natural shade, tree canopies, or large rocks. Stay within view of the beach if you're hoping for rescue. If you're lucky, you might find natural shelter, a cave, a rock overhang, or a dense grove. But most likely, you'll need to build your own. Here are some effective improvised shelter types. Lean-to. Shelter a simple structure using one main support branch leaning against a log or tree, then layering palm leaves, branches, or debris across the top. It's quick and protects from wind and rain if built right. A-frame shelter, 2 poles tied together to form a triangle at one end, with others laid along the sides. Cover with leaves, vines, or cloth for insulation. This design is sturdier and holds better in storms. Debris hut pile leaves, sticks, and vines into a dome-like structure. Add thick insulation, at least a foot deep, to protect from cold nights and biting insects. If you have salvaged materials from a boat or plane, use them. Tarps or plastic sheets make excellent waterproof roofs. Rope or wires help tie things. Securely broken metal can serve as anchors or hooks. Important tips: always insulate the ground. Use leaves, branches, or fabric to avoid heat loss. Face the opening away from prevailing winds. Make it visible if you're hoping for rescue, or hidden. If you need protection at night, temperatures can drop suddenly. Without insulation, you can experience hypothermia, even in tropical regions. So keep the interior small to trap body heat, and patch all holes to block wind. A well-made shelter is more than a home. It's a psychological refuge, keeping your mind stable in an unstable world. And in survival, your mindset is just as important as your gear. By now you've handled the essentials, water and shelter. But sooner or later, hunger will strike. While humans can survive weeks without food, it weakens your body, clouds your mind, and drains your will to continue. That's why finding sustainable food sources is the next priority. Start with the easiest option: foraging. Many islands offer edible fruits, nuts, or roots. Look for coconut trees, full of electrolytes and fat banana, mango or papaya trees, sea grapes, breadfruit, and other native produce. Be cautious. Not all plants are safe. Avoid anything with a bitter smell, milky sap, or bright red-purple berries, unless you're sure they're edible. If in doubt, test food in tiny amounts and wait several hours for any bad reaction. Next, head to the shoreline. The ocean is a reliable food source: shellfish, clams, mussels, oysters, easy to collect but must be cooked. Crabs and small fish can be trapped in tide pools or caught with handmade spears. Seaweed, many types, are edible and nutrient-rich. Make basic tools: sharpened sticks for spears, nets from vines or cloth, rock knives to open shellfish or clean fish. Never eat raw seafood. Always cook it. Use a fire pit with dry wood and rocks, or a metal surface from wreckage. Boiling or roasting reduces the risk of parasites. If you're feeling strong, try small traps or snares in the forest to catch birds, lizards, or rodents. While not pleasant, these animals provide protein when nothing else is available. Pro tips for preparing island food: roast coconut meat or fish for better flavor and digestion. Use sharp-edged shells as makeshift utensils. Don't eat large meals if you've been starving. It can shock your system. Eat small, frequent portions instead, and don't waste. Even shells can be turned into containers, and fish bones can become hooks or tools. Finding food boosts not just your energy, but your mental strength. It gives you a sense of control, accomplishment, and routine. These small wins keep your hope alive while nature tests your limits. With food, water, and shelter secured, your next mission becomes getting rescued and keeping your mind strong while you wait. Days can turn into weeks. Isolation wears you down. That's why in this final phase of survival, your success depends on two things: visibility and mental resilience. First, signal for rescue. You want to be seen and heard. Think big, bold, and clear. Create a large SOS sign on the beach using rocks, driftwood, or seaweed. Make it at least 10 feet long per letter so it's visible from the air. Keep the area clear and neat. Aircraft or ships are more likely to notice straight lines or unnatural shapes. If you have anything reflective, mirrors, metal, foil, use it to flash sunlight toward planes or ships. A simple signal mirror can be seen from miles away. Practice aiming it before you need it urgently. Smoke is your best active signal. Build a fire in a visible spot. During the day, use green leaves or wet wood to make thick white smoke. At night, a flame can be your beacon. Just keep it controlled and near your shelter. Don't just wait passively. Move to higher ground daily to scout for passing ships or planes. If you hear one coming, wave your arms, flash mirrors, or light a signal. Fire immediately. Second, maintain your mindset. Time alone can lead to fear, depression, and hopelessness. To fight it, stick to a daily routine. Fetch water, check signals, gather food. Talk out loud to stay mentally alert. Keep a diary on leaves or rocks. Tracking time gives you purpose. Create small goals, better shelter, better traps, new tools. Remember, surviving is not just physical, it's mental. Remind yourself, I am still here, I am still strong. Celebrate small victories, a full water container, a clean fire, a successful meal. These wins build your mental armor. And never forget, rescue is always possible. People survive weeks, even months, on islands before being found. Your job is to stay ready, stay visible, and stay alive.